So I've been in Cancun now for about a week, and I wanted to give a really honest review in terms of my stay, what I thought of the service, and just an all-inclusive 5-star hotel. For somewhere that describes itself as all-inclusive 5-star, it's not actually as it seems. For a lot of my stay, it was the fact that whatever activity I wanted to do, I had to pay 16% tax on top of that. So if there was something included under credits, which I'll go into a little bit later, then I would have to pay 40-50 quid on top of that in just tax. So before I get into all of the bonuses that you get for coming onto an all-inclusive holiday, why don't you guys actually see how big this hotel is? Now that you guys have seen how big this place actually is, I want to show you some of the facilities, the amenities, and some of the perks you get for coming to an all-inclusive resort hotel. you've actually got buggies coming from one side to the other, and for me that's a bit annoying because to get anywhere is like a 15-20 minute walk because this place is so big. One of the really great things about this is it's super kid friendly, so coming here with young children, there's water parks, there's kid activities, there's also arcades, so you pretty much can let them run around wild depending on how old they are. So no matter where you are in the resort, there's always a bar within 500 yards of each other. The nicer bars sort of outside, also there's one in the main lobby which I showed you guys before. But in general, there's lots of alcohol, so you're never not going to be drunk. There's also a water park which we're going to drive past in a second when the buggy gets here. There's an 18-hole golf course as well, which if you have the option to, you can rent out a buggy, rent out the clubs and actually play 18-hole golf, which is quite a nice thing to do. As you've just seen, the journey to get to my actual room is super long. It's like a 15-minute walk. If you're on one of those electric buggies, it's probably like a 2-3 minute drive. But one downside to that is if you leave your kids, they're gonna go aimlessly walking around half the time. Saying that, you're always surrounded by nice scenery. Whether it be in your hotel rooms, the lobby, the entrance, wherever it may be, there's always something nice. Just down there is one of the pools, which I'll show you in a second. I actually caught everything at a really good time because everyone's gone inside because it's the evening. But this is one of the pools. There's about 6 to 8 pools, along with a beach club. Like I said, bars in pretty much every area. So to get into your room is actually quite clever because it's an all-inclusive, and depending on what tier you are, they give you a wristband with the door opener on it as you will. Walk into the bedroom, excuse the mess, and you've got 2 really nice double beds. You've got one here and one here. Depending on how many people are in the room, then that's how they dictate it, whether you need 1 or 2 beds. You also get a jacuzzi inbuilt into the floor, which I think is super cool. You come outside and every room will have a balcony, somewhere to sit, put your clothes. Really just depends on what you want to do. The toilet, everything is marble. Excuse the mess, that's me. You've got a shower up here, got a shower unit, and you've also got a toilet in there. So, and if you're really feeling adventurous, you can open up into the main bedroom as well, which is quite a nice feature. So one of the perks of being in an all-inclusive is you're always no shortage of food. So they've stocked you up, and for the adults, you've got a mini bar with loads and loads of alcohol. We finished the Grey Goose, but there is. And if you look up top cupboard, you've got an assortment of alcohols out of reach from your kids. You wouldn't think in an all-inclusive place that you'd get hungry, but I'm actually starving.
Don't get me wrong, I'd love to show you every single bit of the hotel, but it's physically impossible for me to do that. It's just too big. But I can go over how I've had my stay and what I've experienced being 21. First things first is not everything you read is actually true. What do I mean by that? Is that this all-inclusive isn't actually an all-inclusive. For activities, trips, even some of like the nice wines and the other foods that are here, I'm having to pay extra. If I want lobster or I want a specific dish that might be a little bit more expensive, then I have to pay for it. You have to pay 16% tax on top of that. So whether it be, I don't know, something like a jetpack thing, which I'm doing tomorrow, it costs $199, which you can use as part of your credits, which the hotel give you, and I'll explain credits in a minute. But you're having to pay an extra $40 just in tax to do that activity. So it's not really a credit, it's sort of like a partial gift, if that makes sense. What are credits? So depending on what package you have with the hotel, when you come here they give you an assortment of credits, whether it be for manicures, pedicures, massages, activities. They give you a certain amount. Our amount when we came here was £1,500 or $1,500. But those $1,500, everything you do, what activity you pick or whatever you decide to use, whether it be a tour, an activity, you have to pay 16% tax on it. So those credits aren't really credits. And on our particular trip, we actually had included the golf course, which cost $350 just to go on it because it's an 18 hole. But what they don't tell you is you have to rent out a buggy, which costs $50 plus 16% tax. You also have to rent out the clubs per person, which is $70 plus tax. So the gift of the $300 golf club that comes included in our package, it actually racks up to be an extra $400 depending on how many people want to do it, because you have to buy every single edition and you can't share golf clubs, which I think is a bit out of order. Don't get me wrong, the food here is amazing. I've never eaten so much food in my life, and most of the meals I'm going to, I'm getting 5, 6, 7 dishes because it's all inclusive and it's all paid for, and you can order whatever you want. So yesterday I had like 4 filet mignon steaks, and I didn't have to pay, and I didn't even finish them all, and I had wines and etc. So if you work it out as a family holiday, if there's like 4 of you, and each night you're spending on average £250, what you're actually getting for, you're paying for a lot of the food, which is a big part of it. So my overall experience has been really positive. It's very different to the first time I came here. Well, I think it must have been like 10 years ago, and I wouldn't knock the hotel, but I think as a 5-star resort, the service was poor. Customer service was average as well, but the food has been really nice and really tasty, and they give you lots of assortments. They've got Lebanese, they've got teppanyaki, they've got sushi, they've got pretty much French cuisine, Italian, and you can eat as much as you want. Another thing about the hotel, you are literally in the middle of nowhere. Like Cancun Central Town is half an hour away, and that's where all the shops are. So if you're looking to just stay on the resort and not do much and just keep your kids confined, then that would be great. But for me, I think it would have been really nice to be more central into Cancun town, because I would have been able to do more stuff, go more to the clubs. But as a family holiday, it's been really nice. We've also got the water park here for the kids, and the arcade, and there's so many different amenities that you could use. I feel like for what you're paying for, it's really worth it, along with all you can eat type of food. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I'm off to get some food now because I can't eat Oreos for dinner. I will see you guys in Miami.